some good, some food in you. Step 3, you grow hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
One of the best parts about being in the travel industry is that you can change how you move and get completely different results. So this April, inside Ash Knows Travel, I am going live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, breaking down the travel agent industry.
And we all got dreams. Let's go. We all want things. But what you
Make sure you subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss it. I'll see you there at Ash Knows Travel.
Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ash, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel, where I share trainings, walkthroughs, and insider tips to help travel advisors book smarter and build confidence. And tonight's training is a live travel Q&A, so it's a little different from what I normally do. We're just going to basically use this time where you guys can go in and ask your questions, whether it's about bookings, vendors, content, team building, marketing, systems, whatever comes to your guys' mind. We are going to be working through it tonight. So, of course, let's go ahead and start where you guys just start dropping your questions in the chat, okay? And then we will talk through it. Now, of course, let's go ahead and do what we normally do. If you are live here, make sure you go ahead and drop a hello in the chat for me so that I know that you are here. And I want to give everybody a few minutes to hop on. So make sure you guys are tapping that heart. The more you tap the heart on my lives, the more it shares my live with other people. I don't know if you know that or not. But yeah, go ahead and tap that heart. Make sure you guys have shared this with your teams. Comment hello in the chat so I know that you guys are with me. And if you just happen to catch this on a replay later on, I still want to know that you stopped by. So go ahead and comment replay in the chat as well if you happen to watch it on a replay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead now and open my chat. But I'm going to tell you guys something about this chat, okay? I'm going to tell you, it's a little delayed. I think that's probably why I don't normally do like the live Q&As at the end of my trainings, is because it's so delayed that when you guys ask questions, it takes like forever for it to populate, okay? So if I don't answer all of your questions like right when you start asking them, just forgive me because it takes a minute for it to populate. But I will go ahead and say hello to some of you guys, and then I will kind of scroll down. The heart should be at the bottom. It should have a heart for you guys to tap for the screen. So hey, Heather, I've got Martine, I've got Kim. Hello, everyone. I don't know who you are, but hello. Who else do I have? You guys can put your name too. I've been scheduling on Facebook and I cannot get to Facebook to post to Instagram. Okay, well, I can actually help you with that tonight. So that's a good question. Hi, Bonnie from Pennsylvania. Who else do we have? M. Daughtry. Okay. It doesn't tell me your guys' names here, so unless I know your name, it's hard to see it. Hi, Hanifa. Oh, hi, Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Is that like Sarah? Sarah? Hey, Sarah. Hola. Hi. Looks this. Looks like Lindsay, Kim. Yes. Hello, Victoria. Hi, Shantae. D. Wixon, Hanifa. All right, awesome. Hello, everyone. So yeah, go ahead and start dropping your questions in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and work on the first question that I already got asked, and then of course make sure you guys are hearting this and inviting people. So if they have questions, I definitely want to help them. Okay. So let's see here. Oh, you're Donna. Okay. Hi, Donna. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Lindsay. Yes. Okay. Hi, Tiffany. Yes, it is you. Hi, Sarah. All right. So the first question I had, guys, I will go ahead and just kind of, let's see here. I can pin this, I believe. Yeah. So the first question that I have here is going to be where it says, oh, Oh yeah, there we go. I was trying to put it on the screen. That's what I was trying to do. There we go. So it says, hello, I've been scheduling on Facebook and I cannot get Facebook to post to Instagram nor Instagram to Facebook. So if you're scheduling on Facebook, there's a very key component that you guys need to make sure that you have set up. And you're not the only person that I've had actually come to me about this. So I definitely can help you out on that. So let me share my Facebook real quick. That's going to be fun, right? And then let me see. Yeah. All right, now I got to make it bigger. There we go. So this is my Facebook. I will go ahead and hide that comment for now so you guys can see it. But to get to it, you have to first go to your business profile to make them kind of post to both. You want to go to your business profile. I'm just going to click on one of them. And when you're in there, okay, you have to go to your Meta Business Suite is where you want to stay at. So inside that Meta Business Suite, you will be able to do your planner so you could do your scheduling. And I'm assuming that's what you're doing now. Now, if you are scheduling on a personal page, like to there, it won't connect. But if you do it where you can go to Instagram and your like business pages through Meta Business Suite, you can schedule it on both, okay? So once you are in here, now I can't see the screen after you guys ask a question. So hold on 1 second, okay? But once you guys are in here, you go to the planning part where it says planner. You can also pin it to the top if you want. But you go in here and you can see mine's kind of scheduling out already. But when you're creating your post right here, it will give you the option to do both. Do you see how it says post to Facebook and Instagram? Yes. Now, if you do not have it set up, you will have to add it as an asset. But you can click post to Facebook and Instagram and it will post to both in here. Okay, that's how you do that. But in order for it to do that, you have to add it as an asset. So in order to add it to an asset, you have to click on it like this. This is my business portfolio. It has one business asset. So if you have it like that, where it has the 2 pages, then you can post to both. If one of them's not in there, you have to go and connect it to it in order for it to post on both. Okay, so let me know if that answered your question. If not, I will go back over it, but I think that should answer it. Yes. Let me minimize that. Go back down. There I am. And I will stop screen sharing so I can go back to the screen. All right. So got that question. Next question I have here looks like it's from Kim. All right, Kim, you said, I want to make sure you only use vendors in the travel cafe, correct? So honestly, Kim, I use all vendors. I even book direct with different vendors. The reason why they have like the certain vendors in the travel cafe, it means that we are preferred with them. And so that's who they prefer us to work with. It doesn't mean we can't work with other ones, but they have certain protections with the preferred suppliers that they don't with the other ones. So you have to talk to Archer to find all about that. I don't try to do like too many specifics for Archer when I'm on these trainings because that is their policies. So you want to make sure you follow up with them. But I do use vendors outside of the travel cafe because we actually have access to 130 plus vendors. So you're not really limited on what you can use. It's just the ones in the travel cafe are preferred. Okay. Sorry, I got to get in my body armor for today. But let's see what else we have here. Hi, Tiffany. I see you. How to attract groups and which groups should I be talking to or targeting? Okay, that's a good question. I'm going to need some follow-up answers from that, though. Okay, Hanifa? So the first question I need to know, I think you told me this, actually. You said that you were doing, like older groups. But what are you trying to attract them to? What kind of trip are you trying to book? Because that's kind of what's going to really depend on how you market it, okay? Let me see here. You're back. You don't see planner when you're on. Okay, hold on. I'll come back. I'll come back to this one, Hanifa, because she's answering my question from earlier. I'm back. I don't see planner when I'm on my Facebook business page. Then you're not on the Facebook business page. We're going to Meta Business Suite. So when you're on your Facebook business page on the left, click on Meta Business Suite first and then go to your planner. That's why. Okay. And Hanifa, let me know about these groups and I will come and answer this question. But until you let me know, I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay. Next one I have here is, do you post YouTube videos and Facebook also as Reels? Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Now I'm going to tell you guys something that, oh, can I show this on my stream? Yeah, I can. Oh, look. Okay, cool. I didn't know I could do that. So one of my favorite things that I like about Facebook and Instagram is that you guys can kind of share reels over and over, and it doesn't really ever harm me at all. So I will share anything that I share on any of the platforms. I will bring over to Facebook, Instagram, etc. So absolutely, yes, I do post them. Now I will tell you that I have accidentally posted a video twice on YouTube, and it does not do as well the second time. So I don't ever recommend that, but you can, start with posting. Like I start with TikTok, and then from TikTok I go to YouTube, and then I go to Facebook and Instagram. That's how I do my posting order. Okay. um Mark, let's see, what was your name again? So that, okay, you're Donna. Let me see here, let me move this one. I answered that one. Okay. Donna, you said I've got the links, I didn't go into the planner. Okay, you got to go into the planner in order to schedule it both. If we're starting over today, ooh, Lindsay hit me with the deep question. Hold on, Lindsay. What do we have here? If you were starting over today as a new travel advisor, what would be the top 2 to 3 things that you would focus on daily to get your first clients quickly? All right, that's a great question. So, the first thing that I would do is discover my niche. When it comes, and I'm going to talk about the selling focus. Okay, I don't mean like setting up vendors and all of that. Like obviously complete all of your new agent training, right? Like that's depending on your team, however they set that up. But beyond that, to actually get my first set of clients, the first thing I would do is figure out my niche and my audience. Those are the 2 most important things that I have, because if I don't know what I'm selling or who I'm selling to, I'm just selling to everyone, and I will never close a client if I'm just selling it to everyone, right? We got to be unique when it comes to the travel industry. So that would be the first thing. And then the second thing I would do is to make sure I get really like kind of used to my vendors. I feel like when I first started, I just signed up with a bunch of vendors and was because I was told to. So I signed up with a bunch of vendors and I was like, all right, let's figure it out. Like we'll just learn them as we go. And I kind of regret that because I missed out on a lot of rewards, and a lot of just good vendors that I just kind of just signed up with and blew off. I wish I didn't. I actually have a training coming up next month, or not. I keep saying next month. It's this month now. In April, I have a training coming up. It's like unheard of vendors that we should be using, but we don't. I feel like that's a really good training to attend for those who are asking about vendors, because there's so many vendors out there that have so many good things for us, and I'm always finding new ones. So I'll share them with you there. Okay. But definitely learn my vendors. I definitely would learn my niche, and I would also learn, my audience before I would try to get my first set of clients. And then the second thing that I would do is, or the third thing I would do is set up systems. I did not set up any systems at all. And now you guys all have access to all the systems that I use and other people use. So there's not really any reason to not set up a system. And by system, I mean like a digital command center, like straight off of my Google Sheets if you want, because you need to have that follow up in place from when you get your first set of clients. Like you're going to get leads, right? And you might not close all those leads, but that doesn't mean that those leads will never book with you again. And that was my major mistake I made as a new agent. I was just looking for somebody to book always, like always a new person to book, new person to book. But what I didn't know is that 90% of what we get in bookings is actually in the follow-up. And I failed to always follow up with my clients. And I really regretted that after the first couple of years, that I was like, man, why am I always trying to get new people when I could have just gotten the people I already had? Like if they're going to travel, they're going to travel again, right? So I feel like that would be the 3 things that I would start over automatically. All right, next question I have here is, do you recommend that you get an LLC for your business in the given state that you live? No, absolutely. Actually, no. That's the most beautiful part about Archer and Evolution, guys. You guys have to sit down and really learn the value of being with Archer and Evolution. There is so much power in that. And one of the greatest powers that we have is that Archer is already an LLC. So we can come in there and just work as independent contractors. Like the way the package is built with Evolution Archer is that it's meant for you guys to just be able to log in and start booking. You don't have to do any of that extra stuff because Archer takes care of it for you. So I would use that. Like use what they give us and just go, because I have been working here for 4 years now, right? And I've never had a need for an LLC. And if anything, I feel like for me, being in Texas, if I do an LLC, then I have to do some kind of like license that's like for sales, and it gets very costly. So that is one of the beautiful parts about being with Evolution Archer, is that we don't need an LLC. Another thing that you have to keep in mind is that if you do get an LLC, you are no longer covered under errors and omissions liability insurance, because they only host one LLC. So now if you get an LLC, you have to also get liability insurance, and you have to da-da-da-da. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. So just kind of sit down and learn the value of being with our host, because they take care of that one right for us, right? All right, so let me see. So let me go back to Hanifa real quick, because I don't want to miss her question that was up there from earlier. So Hanifa, what I would consider, her original question, in case you guys weren't on, was how to attract groups, and how, what was the other part of it? And which groups should I be using, was her original question. And which groups should I be targeting? So the first part I'm going to answer on this question is which groups I should be targeting. I'm going to hit that one first, okay? You have to hit the groups that you feel comfortable with. That is the biggest thing that I think people kind of fail when it comes to group planning, is that we just kind of promote something and then like we hope it connects. But until you're actually comfortable with what you're promoting, it will never sell. So make sure that you are comfortable with what you are going to do inside that group, whatever that is. And I think you told me, which is down here. Boom. All right. So you said cruises, train trips, bus trips, and river cruises. Okay. So that sounds like you're shifting it. I know you told me that you wanted an older audience. So I would just do like, how can you say it without making it sound weird? Like a certain type of travel. Like mine is adults only travel, right? So you might want to do some type of travel when it comes to that, because the train trips and the bus trips are going to be a little hard to market. I'm going to be honest with you. It's very hard to market train trips, because I don't know too many people want to do trains. It's a very unique niche, okay? But cruises and river cruises is very, very open, and you can easily do that on a platform and then just target a specific audience for that. So it'd be cruises in general. You would cover all types of cruises, including river cruises, because that is popular with the older generation, but you have to find a way to fit it into that audience in order to attract clients, okay? Along with that, I would start a group, either on Facebook or wherever else you want to do groups. I would start a specific group just for that type of travel, and it will do better, because it's, especially on Facebook, highly recommend Facebook, or like somewhere where that type of audience stays at. And then that's a great way to promote it as well. Okay. All right. The next one I have, if I'm missing anything, you guys let me know. Yeah. Older and special needs. Yeah, you can do that, but that's totally two different people. You can't do the older generation and the special needs generation. Like, I know that's not generation, but it's totally two different niches. So you'd have to filter it down to one or the other. And that doesn't mean you can't market both. What I'm trying to say is you need to have two separate platforms. Like you can't do that on the same TikTok, where it's going to clash, because then TikTok's going to go, who am I talking to? What am I talking to? Right? So you want to talk to the same people over and over and over and over, right? You mean open my own group on Facebook? Yeah, absolutely. I have my own group. Mine's for my adults only travel. And I use that just because I'm already posting on my Facebook business page. So whatever I posted on my Facebook business page, I schedule it to go to my group too. Because I'm like, why not? Like, it's already there, right? And the group, they like the group, and I promote my group on my Facebook business page too. But I like the group because it gives you like that exclusiveness that people are craving. Like, people want to be a part of some kind of like society, or, you know, some kind of organization. And especially for my niche, that's adults only travel, you know, it feels a little unfiltered, and people like that. They want to be a part of that inclusiveness. So I highly, highly recommend doing groups. People like groups, like, let's be honest, right? And I make it public, but I don't like I have to get approval for everything in there, but it's a public group and people can join it, because why not? That's a potential client, right? And I give them plenty of opportunities for them to drop their emails in there. That way, if they drop their emails, I collect it and they automatically get slammed into my campaigns, right? So yes, that is a good one. Okay, so let me go back up here. I have this one here. I have a hard time getting group admins to approve my post. What type of groups are you posting in? That's really what it's going to filter down to. Because you guys, there's tons of groups on Facebook, right? And some of them are filled with stuff. That's what I'm going to call it, just so I don't get in trouble. Stuff, okay? If it is a group that is filled with stuff, then it's probably not an active group. When you guys are joining these groups, you need to see how active they are. You need to see how many people there are. You need to see what type of posts they are. And I try not to really join groups that need admin approval. If it needs admin approval, then that probably means that they're very serious about what they post. So you need to make sure you read the rules, because after you're getting denied so many times, it can actually hurt you when you're posting in groups. So how do you're a great question. So I'm going to have to use my experience for this, because it's just what I've learned with doing travel, and family travel was my old one that I did. So when I first started family travel, I learned my audience by watching other like families when they travel. I'll be honest with you. I watch what people do. So for example, in my adults only travel, I am an adult, right? So what do I like to do? That's kind of how I filtered that one. But for families, I would say, okay, well, what type of trips do they like to go on? How do they have the planning process? You know, like when we do a buyer's process, we always talk about like the steps of it, right? Especially for us in booking travel, there's not just a one set, like, all right, I want to book it right now. No, there's a process to it. They need to check it. They need to check prices. They need to find this about resorts, etc. So whatever like type of audience I'm looking to kind of market to, I like to learn where they want to go. Who do they talk to? What do they talk about? What are they posting about? Like, I try to learn everything. Okay. Now, another way that I also do this is I always, Charles Lee, he'll tell you, copy the right cat, right? Or is that David? Might be David Charles. I don't know. One of the two. But they always say copy the right cat. I think they both say it actually. And that was the big thing for me, is I want to see what other people are doing, because there's already people here successfully that are doing this regardless, right? I'm not the first adults only person. I'm not the first family travel person. Like, that's just not the truth. So I go and I see what they're doing and I see what's working, and then I go and copy them. Don't exactly copy them. I never will do a post verbatim, but what I do is I screenshot it. I just did it last night on my Instagram. I was looking at what other people were doing on Instagram, because my ads are not hitting on Instagram. It's driving me bananas. So I screenshotted it and then I slapped it into ChatGPT and I said, this is what's working. This is what's getting views photo wise. So I need you to do exactly whatever they're doing. And that really, really, really helped me get some good ads going. And by ads, I mean like post, okay? Some really good post going, so that I can compete with that. Because when I'm walking into a new platform, I don't know what they're looking for, right? I don't know what works on Instagram. I've been on Instagram. I have over 5,000 followers on Instagram, but I'm out of the loop of what works. So when you guys are targeting audiences, also target the platforms and what they do on the platforms too, okay? Now, the next one I have is the Digital Command Center. Yes, I got you. Give me 1 second. I will get it for you. That is not a Google Doc. That is a sheet. 1 second. Oh, no, that's my Command Center. Can't have that. Where are you, Command Center? There we are. I love the Command Center. This is what keeps my life together, because listen, if I did not have this type of organization, I would lose my mind. Wait, what did you do, Bonnie? All right, there's that. Oh, I'm glitching. Am I okay now? Let me know. All right. Am I good? Can you guys all see me and hear me? Let me know before I continue. This is what I mean by the delay. The delay drives me bananas. I hate the delay on these lives. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Thank you, Bianca. Appreciate you. It was very slow. It all just came in now. Okay. All right. I'm going to move on to the next question. So, when getting organized. Oh, wait. I skipped a question. Okay. Hold on. Bonnie, what did you do? You already went and got one? I mean, if you already have one, then you already have one. I mean, if that's on you. So you have to go. first of all, I don't know all the legal ramifications that go into getting up an LLC. So check on your state, make sure you follow all the rules and everything else other than that. But I mean, it's okay to have one. It's just Arch already does it for us, so we don't have to have one. Okay. But definitely check into errors and omissions liability insurance, because you have to have that when you have an LLC. I know that part as much. Okay. So find out about that. And if you don't want it, see if you can get rid of it. I don't know. Find out. Okay. But don't panic. It's okay. Everything's fixable. Okay. Next question I have is, do you have a Google business profile? I did for a long time. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. It messed up and showed my complete address. It was supposed to hide it, and it kept showing my address, and I didn't like it. So I took it down. And I have a guy that lives right next to me that has a leather shop, and he repeatedly, like, his would show up for him, and then it would show up for mine, and it would be like we were the same. So I did not like that either. So I removed it. I do have a Yelp. So if you guys don't like Google Business, you could do Yelp too. I like them. It's the same thing. If you can get on Google Business and actually run Google Business, you can have a lot of inquiries. A lot of people use Google Business. So don't knock it and try it, okay? But you can hide your address on there. So find a way to do so. It should be a checked option. But for me, I verified it once, and then I changed something, and then it populated, and I tried to verify it again, and then it wouldn't work. So I just canceled it out. But if you can get it to work and you can promote it on there, I showed you guys the other day, then Deliver It. If you guys are with Evolution, I did a corporate live. But with Deliver It, you can actually schedule to Google Business profile. It'll schedule a post too. So I recommend it. If you can get on it, definitely. Okay. Next one I have here is, when getting organized and building your systems, where would you start? With that digital command center. Did you guys all get the digital? I just posted it in the chat. If you didn't get it, let me know. I'll come back and post it through my phone. But I always suggest starting with the digital command center. Let me show it to you. Yeah, you guys got it. I can see that you're on it. Ay, all of you are on it. Look at that. All right, hold on. Boom. Boom. There we go. All right, so I like the digital command center because it has everything that you kind of need, okay? Leads and inquiries, that's all can be tracked here. Your clients and bookings, where you're following up, your content and marketing, your training resources, business admin, notes, ideas, and then this is just a little tracker if you wanted to add it. But I like to start here because you can fill this out as you go. It doesn't have to be something that, is completed, okay? But when I'm working on things, I automatically just naturally fill it out. So any links that I need that I might need for later, I put it in there. I do have a little spot where I will come in, and mine is a little bit different because I've customized it over time, right? I have a spot where I keep up with everything that I have to do, and I will list it in the today's focus. I'll put 3 in the top there that I make sure that I complete, okay? And then outside of that, I have a to-go list. That's what I call it, because I always got things to do, all right? I always got things to follow along with, right? Current leads to follow up, bookings in progress, content to focus on this week, notes, etc. So this is really good system. It's basic, okay? If you got a fancy CRM system, that's what this is. Essentially, is just a fancy CRM system. But if you have your own thing going, absolutely do your own, okay? But that is the one that I came up with because here at Ash Knows Travel, we try not to spend any money. If I could get away with not spending money on it, then I'm going to do it, right? So that is what I recommend for starting up. And make sure you guys have a good system. When you guys get bookings, don't just leave them hanging, okay? When you guys get bookings, make sure that you are following up with them. I like to send them cruise packing lists. Somebody just messaged me the other day for a cruise packing list. And I think I said I'll send it to you tomorrow. If you did, I'm sorry. Y'all ask me questions all the time. But yeah, any kind of cruise packing list, any kind of just things that they might be interested in, your Viator link, your travel insurance link. That was the biggest thing too, that when you guys first start, you guys get a booking and then you're like, all right, bye, have a great day. But there's so much money in actually taking care of them and following up with them too. So make sure you have that set up, right? All right, next question. Could I do older groups on Facebook and leave my TikTok for special needs? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, am all for doing different things, because like you guys, you think that when we start like our like business, that we think that we have to just be like one person and like one this and one that, and that's not true. Okay, you can be passports to pleasure on one and then be passports to profits on the other. That's mine, so don't take it. But what I'm trying to say is that you could be who you want to be, and that's probably one of the most beautiful parts about being on the internet. We could be whoever we want, right? So feel free to disperse it as you need to. You might do better with older groups on Facebook than you would, on TikTok. You don't know, so try it for sure. All right, next question I have is, I set up a Cruising Power account, but I'm unable to log in. How can I get that resolved? Are you getting an error when you log in? I would call Archer. Just call them. You don't have to. You can email them too. They have an email, evosupplierhelp@archertravel.com. But you could just call them, and they will help you too. Calling is faster. Okay, so I would definitely call them to help you. Can you connect a Facebook Live to your YouTube page? I don't think so. You mean like to go live at the same time? No, not necessarily. No, not directly. Right. Next question I have. We're getting all kinds of questions. All right. You're good. We're good. All right, you guys, drop some more questions in the chat. I've got over like 29 of you on here, so you guys start dropping more questions. All right. I'm gonna try and be on here for about 30 more minutes or so about an hour. I'll do the live. So make sure you guys are dropping in your questions. Don't just watch me, okay? Whatever you guys want to know, whatever it is about travel, I can help you out. So just feel free to ask and pick my brain, all right? So this is from Kathleen. I have a lot of trouble. Oh, okay. We were talking about this earlier, weren't we? My niche is golf and fishing groups. Wow, that's cool. My groups are all fishing and golf related, as well as locals. Okay. So if you have a group that is local, like your people are local, I would start a local fishing and golf group. Yeah. Start your own group. If you're having a hard time of people approving your posts in other groups, then you need to create your own, and then you just need to promote that group so you could post whatever you want in it and then get the right people following you, instead of trying to go and find a group here, find a group there, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could still do that, right, to get it out there. But if you're having a hard time for approval, then we don't need approval. We don't have to get approval from anybody. We could do it ourselves, right? So I would try and do that. That would be a really good way to kind of tackle it, because now you're getting the locals and you have that fishing and golf all in related. All right. Now, if you don't want to do the locals part, then I would also suggest maybe just doing the golf and fishing niche, like kind of group. Okay. You could do that really well on TikTok. TikTok is a great way to do that, because a lot of people don't have that niche. So it's very unique to you, and it kind of gives you an advantage, right? So I would do that. Now, when it comes to the actual group, okay, like if you want to do a group trip, then you have to set it up as a group trip. I have a training where I talk about how to market groups. And one of the biggest ones I have on there is the flyer. I would create flyers to get that out there. If you're posting it as a flyer and you're like inviting somebody to a trip, is a way better chance of getting approval than coming in there and being like, I'm a travel advisor and I do groups, blah, blah. Like, they're going to probably deny that, right? But if you're going, hey, I'm hosting a group trip and we're going fishing and doing some golf, do you want to join? Let me know. That would probably better get you approved. Yeah, try that. Let me know how that one goes. Okay, that was a good one. All right, scrolling down now, past the your goods. See my last message. Okay, I got you. I think that should answer you. If you have more questions, let me know. Oh, you need the command center? Okay, let me see if I can post it again in the chat. That should be it right there. I have the digital. It is better to pay for Yelp. Oh, wait, you're asking me. Okay, hold on. I got to scroll up, guys. All right. Tiffany, I dropped the command center in there for you again, so you can have it. Is it better to pay for Yelp? Hanifa asked me. I don't pay for Yelp. I mean, they're going to call you like 1,000 times and ask you to pay for ads and stuff, but I don't ever do that. Yelp is something that, okay, so here's the thing. What I don't ever want to suggest to you guys is to just join a bunch of platforms and like try to market on all of them, because it's very overwhelming. So for Yelp, I would still list myself on Yelp because I want to be listed on there. Like I want to be something that's popped up. Okay. When people search Ash No Travel, I want it to pop like here, 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 here. Like I want to give them options. So Yelp is one of the things that I would be listed on. But when it comes to putting focus and like paying for ads and stuff like that, I wouldn't go to that platform and expect results unless I honestly understood that platform, because there's a lot that goes on in Yelp. There's a lot of positive, negative things. People can just go and drop reviews. So it kind of leaves you a little bit of vulnerability when it comes to your business. So like I would first learn that and then see if it's going to be worth it or not, because I think Yelp is kind of expensive, right? When it comes to ads, the place I normally start, and if you guys really want to pay for ads, if that's like your thing, then I would start on Facebook because they are the cheapest and they're honestly the place that I've really seen results when it comes to ads. Instagram is going to be kind of the same because they're the same thing, basically, just two different platforms, but owned by Meta. So you could try them too. But if you guys are going to do for ads, make sure it is a very targeted ad that you're making. Don't make some random post an ad, because if you do, you're just wasting your money. All right. You have it. Okay. Next one. So does Instagram have a business page like Facebook does? Yes, it does actually. Inside your Instagram, I don't know if I could pull it up on here, but inside your Instagram, it's in your settings and it will tell you what type of account that you have. And it's important to make sure. Now, for me, honestly, I have to have a business account because when I'm scheduling things out on my TikTok or no, Instagram, when I'm scheduling things out on my Instagram, it will not schedule if it's not a business page. It has to be a business page. So that for me is a requirement. But some people like to have it just as a creator page. You can do that as well. So I'm going to tell you, though, something about it that's going to affect it. When you guys are not set up like a business page, it might affect how you guys can ever do ads. So consider that as something too when you guys are setting it up. Do I want to ever do ads? If you do, then you don't want to set it up that way. Okay, so where's it at? Oh, I found it. Hold on. I'll share the screen for you so you can see it. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so under your settings, okay, make this bigger. There we go. So under your settings, and it's like settings just in general, and then you have all these options. It's this right here, professional account. That is how you turn it into a business account. And let's see, mine is listed as an entrepreneur. I don't have my business email or anything in there, so I could add that in there, my phone number. But this is my new account that I just started for Unfiltered Travel, so it's kind of fresh. But for my other one, I'm pretty sure I have all of that filled out. I'm 90% sure. Let's see. Ash Knows Travel. Go. I have a lot of accounts. I like to dibble dabble in accounts. They just excite me, especially on TikTok. I think I have like a total of like 5 TikTok accounts. Why? Oh, there we go. Oh, now it's going to have me log in. All right. You guys get the idea, right? It's under settings. Oof. It doesn't kick me out of everything. We ain't doing all that today. All right. Let me go back. So you get the idea. Yes, Kim? You know how to do so? All right. Next question I have is, can we post what a client has said about us on Yelp on our social media? Yeah, for sure. Any type of reviews that are posted publicly, you could definitely share them. Sometimes I will just take it though. Like I don't maybe take it verbatim. I would just take it and share it as like a positive review or screenshot it if you want. But yeah, if it's public, sure, why not? Okay. All right, next one. Warren. Hey, Warren, what's up? So Warren asked me, we have to fill out commission forms for all Viator purchases clients make on their own, right? And on Tinleg. Yeah. So you do have to fill them all out. But I'm going to tell you something. You guys should know in the commission tracking form, when you guys are doing it, like let's just say Bob came to me and Bob booked like 6 things on Viator, right? We could put it all under one form, right? Do we all know that? Like it's like a trip package is how we build it now. So it's like a trip. So let's say Bob, he booked Viator with me. He then went to Expedia Tap and I booked a hotel for him while I was booking his cruise with Royal Caribbean. That all goes under one commission tracking form, okay? And when it goes under one commission tracking form, we just add it in there. Then he did this, then he did that, right? So yes, you have to do it, okay? But just list it all under that one person if that one person booked multiple things, okay? For Tinleg, absolutely file that commission tracking form, because Tinlake, listen, I cannot talk. I could brag about Tinlake all day long. They don't even know I brag about them, but they pay out 6 weeks from the day that it's booked or paid. Okay, so you need to fill that out. They don't wait till the trip is taken or nothing like that. Once it's paid out, it's paid out. So you guys definitely make sure you do Tinlake, okay? And they have really good commission, so don't skip out on them. All right. Next one. Someone said I share my Amazon essentials. Yes, you can absolutely do so. I share my Linktree, and then I will tag my essentials in there. So I do that. So absolutely. All right. Next question we have here is, do you think paying ads on Meta is worth it or just a waste of money? Do you have any alternative recommendations to boost sales? So I don't think it's a waste of money. I like advertising on Meta. I do it more so for like to grab emails. That's what I go for when I'm like, make sure your objective's right. Okay. So when we do ads, we could do it for several things. So let's say if we're doing ads for more views, then we're just going to get more likes and we're going to get more whatever, right? I do ads for emails. That way I can grab leads and then pull them into my email. I don't do it outside of it other to get views or to get likes, because that doesn't do anything for me. I don't want random people viewing my profile. I want people that are actually interested. So an ad will only do so much when you want it to do what you're going for. Okay. Like, so I'm gonna give you an example. If you go and do an ad on TikTok, it literally just shows you to everyone. Like, that's it. Like, everyone sees it. Okay. They might like it, they might follow you, but they're not your actual audience, because they're just seeing it, and that's just you see it, you like it, that's it, right? So it doesn't actually work very well on TikTok, because it's going to actually confuse the algorithm and go, oh, you want to be seen to everybody? Okay, fine, that works. But then when they show you to everybody, you're not for everybody, so it doesn't actually get you a sale. It just gets you a heart on a TikTok post. Great, that doesn't do anything for us, right? It doesn't work that way on Facebook and Instagram. It does not work that way on Facebook and Instagram. I have done it in the past. It's been a very long time since I've done so, because back in the day, if you do it so much, they give you like deals on it, and it was kind of addicting for me. But the only thing I've ever really gotten from it are emails. I would grab those emails from it and tell them. That gives you an option where they can submit their email or whatever, and I'd grab it and then use it in my campaigns, newsletters, etc., and then pull them in naturally. So yeah, I definitely try it out. It's very cheap too. You can do it for like $5 if you really wanted to. Okay, next question. Oh, I got somebody on here for Barbados. That's awesome. All right. Hanifa says, I'm having problems logging into CLIA. I need to renew and I need to able to get access. You have to reach out to CLIA for that one. I don't really, I don't have my CLIA card. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have my CLIA card. I have my IATAN, and I got my IATAN before I ever thought about getting CLIA, and I don't book enough cruises for it to be worth it for me to obtain CLIA. So I would have to reach out. You would have to reach out to them directly and see about logging in. Definitely maybe send an email too. They should have it on their site, but I'm kind of limited when it comes to CLIA. I just know the benefits and I know how to access it. That's it. Okay. So yeah, just being honest with you. All right. Next one for Matthew. Matthew here from Barbados. Everybody say welcome. Say hello to Matthew, because wow, that's awesome. Wanted to ask a few questions, starting with Evo Plus. When and when not to use Evo Plus, solo, couple, small groups versus big groups. Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, so Evo Plus, if for those who don't know, is our wholesale platform that we have access to, where we could do hotels, resorts, etc. Okay, only time I do not suggest using Evo Plus is if it's very, very close, because the prices are probably going to be a lot higher. It's very hard to get a deal on something that's so close in booking. So what I like to do when it comes to using Evo Plus is I filter them on my inquiry form. The first question that I will ask when it comes to budget is how much they want to pay. Okay, so that automatically tells me how much room I have when it comes to booking. The other question that I ask them is, if we find what you're looking for, are you ready to put down a deposit? And then the other options, like you could pay in full, or the other option will say, I'm not ready. Okay. If they say that they want to pay in full, that's a light bulb for me. Oh, that's Evo Plus. Okay, we're going to do Evo Plus because they could pay in full. That's right there. Okay. If they tell me they could do a deposit, then I don't do Evo Plus because we have to pay the wholesale rate up front, right? So I wouldn't filter it down to solo groups or couples, small groups versus big groups. We can use that for all of them. What it comes down to is how they pay and what kind of deal we get. So if I see that they could pay a wholesale rate, I will go check Evo Plus to see how much cheaper it is. And I normally compare it to Expedia because that's normally where they go, right? They always want to go to Expedia. So I would compare it to whatever vendor I guess would be popular in your country. It might not be Expedia for you. And then I would compare that. If it is significantly cheaper and I have a clear getaway for putting in commission, then I will just go in there and tack it in and then do it that way. Okay. But it depends on how they want to pay is how I filter it. I could do groups. We could do couples. We could do whatever. That's fine. But you need to make sure that, they can pay correctly. All right. Next question I have here is, how do you get into Travel Leaders Network to have your info in there? Great question. So I have a full training on it. I'll just drop it in the chat because it's one of my favorite trainings that I do. But you have to actually log into your agent universe that is in the Travel Cafe. You will see it. It's right at the top because it is automatically in alphabetical order. So it'll say Agent Universe and Travel Cafe. You log into there. Once you logged into there, you will go to the Agent Profiler is what it's called. It's not called it is by Travel Leaders Network, right? But it's not called that in there. That's just who hosts it. It's actually called Agent Profiler. And let me get this. I almost got it for you. I'll drop it in the chat for you here, okay? All right, there you go. All right. How do you get... All right, how do we get... Okay, if you guys are answering, I can't see it. All right, so next question I have, here it is. Got lost in the sauce. There's a lot of questions. All right, another question is, when planning an itinerary, currently doing one for a client to Brazil, where is the best supplier to book hotel and itinerary, or do I use multiple platforms? Good question. So for Brazil, it's a little bit different, right? Because that's not normally a place that we book. Normally we book like Mexico, Caribbean, so Brazil is a little bit different. And I like to think of it like when we're booking Europe, it's a little bit different there too, right? So the first thing that I would try to find out is what they want to do in Brazil, because that can kind of figure out what platform to use. Generally, if it's from US to Brazil, I would just use Vax. That's where I would start. And then if I don't find what I'm looking for, I will kind of branch out to other like Expedia, Tap, etc., because they're going to see that price regardless, right? So I would honestly start in Vax, and I would probably use Apple Vacations more than maybe Travel Impressions, but that's where I would start out with. So in that though, you're asking me, do I use multiple platforms? Okay, so that's a two-part question. Hotel and itinerary, so the hotel, obviously we could book in Vax. Itinerary is going to depend on what you schedule for them to do. If you are scheduling them stuff to do inside that itinerary, then absolutely we need to use multiple platforms, okay? Whatever, Get Your Guide, maybe you can work over there, which is a good kind of day package kind of thing. Another one that we have is Viator. Obviously, you can use that one. Project Expedition might have something for you. But it depends on what you're booking. If it's just a straight trip where they're just doing flights and hotel, then Vax. If you're booking an entire itinerary and building it, then yeah, you can absolutely use multiple platforms to do so, okay? But for Brazil, honestly, I haven't booked too much Brazil. So if it was just me, I would just start in Vax and then go to probably Expedia, Tap to do comparison is what I would do, all right? Next question I have here is from Brianna. Do you have to make your own personal website for your travel business? No, you absolutely do not have to make one. There are a lot of people that are top income earners here that do not actually have a website for their travel business. But, okay, if you don't want to use a travel business page or make your own website, right, that is perfectly fine, but you need to have at least a link tree. I would highly recommend at least having a link tree. That way you can bring them all together in one place. And that's what a website does, right? Brings them all back to one place where they can find out everything about you. A link tree is sustainable. You can absolutely run it with the link tree, but it has to be very beautifully designed, okay? If you want a training for Linktree on how to design it, let me know. I got a training for you, okay? All right. Next one I have here is where do I find the commission form because they changed it and I couldn't find it. So it's actually inside of our website. So once you log into your back office, you will go to the part where it says My Travel Website. And when you open that, you log in again and it's under commissions is where it is. All right. Next question I have here. Okay. So how do you come up, Stacy says, how do you come up with topics for your newsletter? That's a good question. So I have a full training on newsletters. It's one of the Market Like a Pros that I did. But how I come up with topics is what my clients ask me. Same thing for my blogs. I'm doing a blog training on Thursday, guys. It's kind of a pop-up training because I forgot to schedule it. So if you guys are doing blogs, doing newsletters, anything like that, catch me on Thursday at 5 p.m. because I'm actually doing a full how to create blogs and market them. Yeah, you like that one? But the topics for newsletters is what people search in my niche. So if they're talking about, like the top places to book for my niche is hedonism and temptations. So I will do a newsletter on which one's better. Yeah, I'll compare them. I will do a newsletter on the things that people make mistakes on when it comes to booking, like the same things that we post about, but you have to turn it into like a newsletter. So a newsletter has to have like different levels to it. So first it would be like the topic, right? The controversial, like what makes them want to read it, like the hook. Then inside of that, we have to develop the actual like description, the value, right? And then underneath it has to have links or something to kind of drag them in. It's kind of like a blog a little bit, but I like to carry it out to where they have different directions to go to. So I'll invite them to my group. I will invite them, on Viator. I will show up maybe with the 10-leg link. If I have some good blogs, I'll throw them in my newsletter. Like I make it like a full-on newsletter. And if you honestly need help with it, ask ChatGPT. Tell it, or Claude, or whoever you use. I don't care. Say, hey, come up with a newsletter for me and just let it do all of the work, okay? You don't have to do any of it. Let it do it for you, all right? All right, next thing I have here, Matthew said, that's what I was thinking too. Depends on if they can or willing to pay up front. But most people like flexible payments, right? So if they like flexible payments, then Evo Plus might not work for them unless they have like Klarna or something, I guess maybe. That might be a little risky too. So when I like flexible payments, I always resort back to my favorites, which are going to be Vax, Vacation Express is really good. I use Classic Vacations and Pleasant Holidays. They all have deposit systems tacked into them. So those are who I use normally. All right. I love when she says, I have a training for that. I do. Listen, Bianca, do you know? Okay, I have over 700 trainings. Somebody said that to me the other day, and I was like, oh, you're right. I have over 700 trainings. Like in the 4 years, I promise you, I have a training for something. Whatever you're looking for, if you just search it, you guys can go to ashknowstravel.com, click on training videos, and they are all populated for you. I promise you. You will see it there. Yes. See, Stacy said it. She has a training for everything. Absolutely, I do. Yes. All right. I love that. You guys are so funny. Oh, look at Heather put it in there. Heather, I'm going to pin this to the top. Can you pin it to the top, Heather? I think I can. I think I pinned it. There we go. All right. So let's see here. I would like a training on Linktree. Okay, I got you. All right. So the next question, while I am looking for the Linktree training, good evening. My name is Beverly. Hi, Beverly. Would you recommend using profitability? I think you mean profit agility, yes, as a wholesale option. So back in the day, we actually used to use profit agility all the time, okay? But profit agility, I believe it has built in where you can add commission, right? If you do it that way and you're adding in the commission, then technically you're still getting paid by Archer, so it's not really wholesale, okay? There is a way that you could go and add outside commission, but honestly, I've never been told to actually do that, so I wouldn't suggest it. I would stick to Evo Plus. Can you do it? Yeah, but I don't know how far that would go. I don't know if it would be covered for errors and omissions liability insurance, so I would ask Archer. if they cover wholesale. But a lot of the times, if it has it in there where you can add the commission, they would recommend you adding it in the platform. All right. So tread carefully with them because I haven't heard about them in a very, very long time. And I don't know why. Maybe something happened that I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's been a long time since we've talked about Profit Agility. That's an old school one. Yes. All right. Here's my Linktree training. All right. So next couple of questions, and then we'll be heading out soon. Yes. So the next one I have is from Bonnie here. I bought a MMH domain, but don't know how to design. What is MMH domain? Is there any free website builders? As I bought my domain from GoDaddy. Oh, okay. So I like System.io. I'm a big pusher on System.io. I have a training on that too. There we go. System. Oh yeah, there it is. Hold on, I'll give you this one. So System.io has several things built inside of it, and I absolutely recommend using them, and it's free, okay? The domain is what you have to pay for, so if you already have a domain, all you have to do is connect it to System.io. You'll have to look up the instructions on it, okay? It's not the easiest task, but once you do so, okay, you can have an entire website up. Like, I can show it to you. I actually will teach you guys more about System.io on Thursday because I have also in there, I have my blogs. I have a blog site on System.io, and it allows you to use multiple, just different types of domains if you connect it. Like, I teach you all of it on Thursday, okay? But this is System.io. I know it looks a little funny. Let me hide your question there. If you come here, it has a website option, a sales funnel, a creator store if you ever want to sell something, and it does blogs. And this is free, okay? It has limitations to the free site, but you can create a website in there and a sales funnel and a blog, and all three will work under one domain. So I recommend System.io. It's very easy to use. And did I drop the training in there? I don't remember if I dropped the training. Yeah, I did. Okay, so that training that I just dropped is for System.io. So you guys can check out that training, okay? But yeah, I recommend using them. Oh, you're fine. Hi, Debbie. I saw you last night on my, when I was doing the presentation. I saw you in there. And I said hi, but I don't know if you heard me or not. But yeah, no, that is what I use. I use System.io. I like System.io. It's very, very easy to build on. Okay, last couple questions. Brazil client going from, oh my goodness. Okay, so Vax. So no, if you're doing Guyana, oh, I can't even pronounce that word. Good luck with that one. And to Brazil, the Vax wouldn't be good as they only use US. You are correct. I know that what they would like. I just don't know how to book an itinerary in Supplier. So you have to use multiple platforms. You can't just build an itinerary like that. If they need different flights, you're right. That will not work inside Vax. So you would either have to use Expedia if you want to build the entire itinerary, or you could use multiple platforms. Like, for example, Syntrav.com does really good international flights. Evo Rewards has international flights. And we all know that commission is not tacked into it automatically. So you would have to add commission somehow, okay, whether it's in the vendor or not, but you would have to kind of build it on multiple platforms for a trip like this, and it's a lot of work, so make sure you get paid for it, okay? Don't do anything that you're not getting paid for, because that's going to take some time. And when they come to you with trips like this, they'll really, okay, next week, not this week, but the week after, I'm doing a red flag training. This is a red flag for me, okay? Make sure you know these people, make sure you know exactly what you're planning, because this is not a normal trip for us. Now, mind you, you're in Barbados, so it might be normal for you, okay? But I would get the exact details of what they want before I would do any type of itinerary searching exactly, because you could spiral on a big trip like this, okay? So make sure you get the full details of the trip before you start planning it. All right, no flights, just hotel and itinerary. Okay, then book a flight, book a hotel, whatever platform you want it on. Expedia, you can still do Vax. Even if it's not so, you can still do Vax. Vax is fine, okay? And then I would do the itinerary through Viator or Get Your Guide if it allows you to book it in Brazil, okay? But yeah, all right, guys. So we've been on here for exactly an hour. Yeah, so I'm going to probably be heading off. But I don't want to keep you guys for too long. There's over 30 of you on here. So I definitely want to say thank you guys so much for hopping on. What do we have? For Sandals, okay, hold on. Before I hop off, for Sandals, no beaches, miss it. Better to do both and get certified. I mean, yeah, you could do both and get certified. I don't book too much sandals. Sandals is hard to compete with, so you have to be like a real sandals, specialist to get in there. So I would suggest getting certified before I do any bookings with them for sure. Leaving the Dominican Republic to Colombia. Expedia tap for flights and rooms. It is small person. Oh, 20. That is not a small 20-person trip. This is from my agent and her cousin. She needs to contact Archer if you're going to do that. I wouldn't do that on Expedia tap. If it's for 20 people, you need a group trip. So I would probably do a bigger vendor like Vax. And then flights, I would contact Archer because you have to book flights through them if it's a big group. So that's what I would do for that one. Okay. You're welcome. Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. So I will be hopping off here. You guys all have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for hopping on. Make sure you guys like this video and share it. Of course, comment if it helps. And then make sure you catch me on Thursday. Okay. Thursday, I'm going to be talking about how to create and market blogs. I'm pretty excited about this one. I like blogs. Blogs are fun. They're a very good value post. Okay. So I'm just going to talk about how to market them because that was a question that you guys had for me on my Facebook. I gave you a whole list of what can I train on, and that was one of the options. So I'll be covering blogs on Thursday. So make sure you guys hop on then. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for hopping on. I will be in my chat for a little my chat box for a little bit. So if you guys have more questions, you can drop them there. But if not, I will see you on Thursday. Yes. All right. You guys have a good night.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.